So the story starts with the carbon asanal. The carbon asanal either was the first, or again, his commentary on the Rosh, either was the first or one of the earliest to discuss this. So v'neros shemadlikim b'nei knesset lo mikri ner avrutla v'shari alidei mitoch. So on Yom Tov you can light candles. This is what the Rosh says. You can light candles in a Beis Knesset because of mitoch. Rabbeinu azal shitaso la'ayal at the beinin tzarich Yom Tov katzat, that you need to have, in order to have the mitoch to do the malach, you need katzas. Aval neros shemadlikin la'aros ashiro. So if you are lighting candles to show how rich you are, these seem to be, people would have one or two candles. What do we have? 2 candles for Shabbos. But like the rich people would have, again, there's no lights, so they would just put on tons of candles to show how rich they are. So they would just light them on Yom Tov. V'nidavso, and his nidav and his shir b'fnei acherim asurim. So to show people how great you are, that's also because not tzarich Yom Tov. V'lo oichal letapek. So that's the end. He's got the 2 dots there. That's the end of what he's coming to say. But he's not able to hold himself in. Milahalos al hasefer marba hamaskolos b'Yisrael. It's causing such a haskala in the Jews. It's called shtiyas tabak b'yontiv. Now I don't really know why it's called shtiyas tabak b'yontiv. The shtiyas tabak b'yontiv is smoking. I don't know what they did. The carbon asanal is 1687. That was when he was born. So he seems to have lived quite a long life there, 80 years, 90 years, 80. So good. It's the early 1700s. So what exactly? What are they doing? They're drinking. He's calling it shtit, but shtit.
Drinking tobacco.
So, but this is the idea. Again, the Rishonim say shtit is tabak when they're talking about smoking. Shemizalzelin be'isr. Malchus ha'avar shalol l'tzorach, because it's ha'avar shalol l'tzorach. Shemasik Rabbeinu la'ayil, v'kan. So it's an isser makos. You get makos if you do ha'avar shalol l'tzorach. V'kan tzorach should tzorach davka ketzas li Yom Tov or davar mitzvah. V'shtir tabak lav tzorach Yom Tov. It's not a tzorach Yom Tov. So you need, in order to have the metoch ketzas, you need to have some type of Uma mitzvah yeshua. What's the mitzvah in it? So there's no tzarech, and what's the mitzvah? V'riisi b'shol shalas tuvas darchei noyam sh'arach lemitzvah heter limso heter. So he's trying to find a heter. U'b'chol divarav ataroya she'ein behem mamish. Everything he says and why he will be mutter, there's no mamish in him at all. Ba'ala ke ta'ala mi krava. So it's coming up like a leaf from a cabbage or something. V'yesh mehen omru shma'achal hamazon gam mishalshal. So here we have 2 things that it helps the digestive system, and also it helps shilshal. So the shilshal seems to be a good thing. Diarrhea. V'im kain ish ashen refuah b'yontiv. So therefore, so he's saying here that don't tell me that the heter is because it helps you eat and it helps the shilshul, because then you're making refuah b'yontiv, and making refuah b'yontiv is aser. This is isser gomor. You can't do refuah in yontiv. What are you doing? V'yesh omrim shehu davar haragil. So since it's common, therefore it's matter. Ba'avar ro'eh she'enu davar haragil. Yoiter miha mugmar. You can see that smoking is not more ragil than mugmar. We see that in Shabbos, that we bring in the mugmar achar the suda. But we see that it's elishev l'chol nefesh anyway. So only certain people are doing these. So again, we got a crossover. If we learn the Rashi that everyone does the mugmar after the suda, but only the manufakim are doing the mugmar, the particular Istanis people doing the mugmar of the kalim, so that's not going like this. He's saying that the mugmar after the suda is only for the munufakim. Somebody who's not ragil in the tabak, yistaken. It's a danger for him. And he will act like a shikr, like a drunken person when he smokes, when he's not ragil in that. V'lo al ha'ami ha'me'aratzim telo tani. So don't hang me up on the amaratsim. Ach alalomdim sheshutin b'fer. So yeah, I'm not complaining about the amaratsim who are smoking on Shabbos. That's not who I'm complaining about. So you're good. Ach al ha-loimdim, on those who learn. So like the Talmid Chachamim, and they smoke b'fer hesia. Ubeglal kain machati rabim noitim yad lehamon, and therefore that they give the Amaratzim see the Talmid Chachamim do it, and therefore that's why they do it. V'hema eino yodayim lehizhir umachavim, so that umachavim varm shalo letzarach. So it's machavim and it's a mavar shalo letzarach. So therefore, even if you have the Talmid Chachamim who are doing it, they're doing it in a way that they are careful with the mechaba and the maver. So he doesn't do a b'chol. Oisa kemetayel al pi choitzes v'shoite hu chil Yom Tov le'enei ha'amim. So therefore, it becomes a chil Yom Tov to those who see him. V'alomdim hem garma b'nezikin al zeh. So they are causing destruction through this. Amru hagas libo b'haro v'tov lehem le'enei ha'eda shiminu yom or yamayim lechavod Hashem v'susuru, so that they should not just take a day or two without smoking. Af sheish lehem katzas heter al pi shasa yetzer hara, so that they have a little bit of a heter because that the yetzer hara is enticing them to do it. From them you will learn the trees that have no fruit and they won't mechal Yom Tov v'yu mitzdadik harabim chaskar b'sheva al tasa. So therefore for the sheva al tasa they'll get schar ashrei shomei ali. So happy are those who listen to me. So that's the kind of start of the story, where it is so here we have the chasm sofer. So this is on so davar shev l'chol nefesh ayin toisves Shabbos techol shehu lebrios afal gav she'ino shev l'chol nefesh is mutter. So Toisves says in Shabbos it's something that is for health, even though it's not shev l'chol nefesh, it comes out as mutter. Umizeh hamtzi pnei Yehoshua zal shem heter l'shtios tabak b'Yom Tov. So again, you got the shtios tabak b'Yom Tov ayin sham. So since it's the heter of refuah on Yom Tov, so it doesn't have to be ochel nefesh. So you have a refuah on Yom Tov, therefore it's mutter according to Pnei Yehoshua. Now Pnei Yehoshua is one of the yisodos of heter, of smoking on Shabbos. V'lo yedati ma ya'an el svaros kagav shehu kiboy v'lo shaykh mitoch klal. So it doesn't help. What does it help in this manner that it's like a refuah, because it's kiboy v'lo shaykh mitoch klal k'mo shegasim Magen Avram b'shmo. So that you have kiboys involved with the smoking. Therefore, what's the heter for smoking b'chlal? Because how refuah doesn't help with the kiboy. And the kiboy is shalol l'tzorach. So therefore, how does the Pnei Yehoshua help? The Ber Halacha, which is the Mishnah Berurah, ein oisim mugmar v'le'in shtias tabak at titun b'Yom Tov. So these are like cigarettes. I can hear l'rosh tovas. So it's these are cigarettes on Yom Tov. Yesh deis b'poiskim v'huva b'achronim. So there are many days. Yesh mehen she'osurim. So there's those who are osur. Yeah. So here's the Karavan Asano. Mishum da'avarazu ein sheva b'chol nefesh k'mo mugmar. It's just the same as mugmar. V'gam demoitzi bo kiboy. So it's this kiboy k'shemat l'kalidei nair or gecheles. Right. So you use a match or whatever it is. So then the match gets kiboy. Mashlichim kedarcho b'chol.
Sorry.
So
what's kiboy again?
The fire goes out. So you're not but the fire out. So you have a piece of paper. Let's say you set fire to a piece of paper. Then you light your cigarette, and then you throw the piece of paper away, like you do in the chol. V'harba mekalim. So the Darkei Noam, the Shulchan Atzei Shitim, Bercha Yosef. Again, these aren't bread and butter names. I mean, the Pnei Yehoshua is a bread and butter name. That's matter. Shaviod ve'ikr tam kulam mishom Since everybody is ragil, so here the Mishnah is saying that so back then the time of the Shona was not sheva b'chol nefesh because only some people smoke. Now today everyone smokes, so therefore it is sheva b'chol nefesh. So therefore it would go back to the way it was before because not everyone smokes today. It's a popular thing; millions of people do it, but it's not everyone. It's most people in a room won't smoke unless you're in a smoking room. But raksha circle is a hair mikiboy, so therefore you can smoke, but you have to be very careful about kiboy. But again, if the Amaratim that do it won't be careful with kiboy, and they'll see the Gedolim do it with the who are careful with the kiboy and then think that there's no problem. So don't light your candle. You have to light your cigarettes in a specific way. Once you light your cigarette, then you throw it away. But return to the eish. Be'inyan shlo yeh kiboy klal. So there's no kiboy at all. So you put it back in the fire. V'gam shlo lekosos b'machzir don't cover it at all. She'eno menukav doesn't have a hole in it. V'shlo laharbus od tutim ba'od shehatachton ba'or. So you don't have more cigarettes when the bottom one is already flaming. V'gam b'sigarin ragilin b'chol lahasir hanefesh be'etzba or le'devocha b'kir. So how do you putting out the fire? How do you put out the fire? Yesh lezeher b'zeh b'yom tov, don't push it against the wall. B'yom tov yesh b'zeh misham kibo, because you have all the issues with kibo. So really he's going on that the big. So he starts off by saying that these are the people who usher it. These people are matter it, but you have to be careful. Even if you matter it, you have to be careful with kiboy. And the reason to matter it seems to be because it's now shevet l'chol nefesh. Od katav ba. Shailas the yesh nagu laachmir b'yom tov rishon b'sheni yom tov shel rosh hashanah lakel b'yom tov sheni v'keinu agim lasos. So the first day they're machmer, second day they're mekel become nogin lahakel af b'yom tov rishon ein lemachos b'yadam. But if they are mekel on the first day, don't complain. V'rak sheyizeru be'inyan kiboy. Make sure they're careful about kiboy, as we said above. Because they davka ba'oisim makom she'olim ragilim b'zeh. That's only the places where it's ragil b'zeh. V'hu davar sheva chol nefesh. Medina Aser. So we'd go back like the first ones if it is it's Aser Medina, if it's not Shev L'chol Nefesh, if everyone there it's not a ragul thing. If feel b'makom shiragil hakol b'zeh la'az ein iser mitzad avara akoponim yesh lahazir vu lahazir la'am she's reserving michashash kiboy. So you have basically the two inflection points is it's always Asher Mishum Kiboy, so you have to be careful for that, and then you have whether it's Shev L'chol Nefesh or not. So here's the Igros Moshe. Again the title Isun Sigari and Yom Tov, smoking cigarettes and Yom Tov. He always starts off his letters because he's writing to somebody. He's saying, "There's a guy. So I got your question, and with mens tachamir lahakel, but with the din of smoking cigarettes and Yom Tov, the poskim already were pasuk on us. Va'ayin b'mishnah berura, b'ber halacha. That's what we just saw. For lamaisa and it's pashut minhag. So lamaisa, the minhag is being caught on. Sharoiv, the most smokers of b'chol are mekelim la'oshim gam b'yom tov. So that's the minhag that most smokers on the weekday are mekel to smoke also in Yom Tov. It's a strange lashon because that most smokers, obviously the non-smokers aren't going to start smoking in Yom Tov, but the smokers find a heter and they smoke in Yom Tov. V'ledina hayom hagam she'efshar liton. You can say that after there are many that don't smoke because they hold that it's a sakana, like I have already spoken about in other teshuvas. Memela smoking cigarettes today is eina shev l'chol nefesh. Again, kasov zayin amad aleph. Mikom makom kasha lahachriya keneged ma shenago oilam. It's difficult to be machriya against what the oilam is noihag. What does that mean? He's saying that the people are doing it. Since the people are doing it, to say that everyone is a Baal Isser, there is difficult. It's difficult to say. Now you'll see that different poskim, but the poskim are happy to say that what everyone's doing is completely osur, and everyone's wrong. I read in Mishnah Berurah, everyone's wrong, and you know you have to do it my way. And the fact that everyone does it, you see, a lot of the times there was a book, it was more like a pamphlet that someone put together, doing like little known halachas from the Mishnah Berurah. Is he saying that these halachas that no one keeps from the Mishnah Berurah? Now the reason that no one keeps it is because that halacha hasn't been makabelled. So just because the Mishnah Berurah poskens one thing in a specific sugya doesn't mean that everyone holds by it. Again, the Mishnah Berurah is not the what people. There's a very small corner of the world that try to do what everything the Mishnah Berurah says, but the halacha is not based on a book. So therefore, what the people are doing, that's more machriya the halacha than what it says in a book. And the fact that the book says it's aser, what everyone's doing is more machriya. And obviously, if everyone's just breaking Shabbos, so then it's like, well, it's not. No, the people who are, not the Amarotzim. You also have, for example, for the matzah of the Chazon Ish, the shear of the Chazon Ish. So before the Chazon Ish, everyone's sitting around Bnei Barak eating a kazayis matzah. Then the Chazon Ish comes and says that every kazayis you're eating is too small. Yeah, you have to double it all. So everything, you've never been yotzeh, matzah in your life, and your father has never been matzah, and his father hasn't been matzah. So everyone's just laughing at when it comes out because it's not laughing. It's okay, whatever. It's your opinion, but it's nothing to do with the halacha. The halacha is what people are doing. People don't have matzah that size, and that's their Messiah, and they've been keeping Pesach for 2,000 years. So that is more machriya, the halacha, than a svara or something you found in a book. So it's kash lachriya keneged mashin olim. If everyone's doing it, to say that everybody is wrong, and every now and again everyone can be wrong because they're going like the Pnei Yeshua, and the heter of the Pnei Yeshua was based on certain things, and that those certain things that the heter was based on don't exist anymore. So therefore, it's not mutter anymore. So that could be. So they got stuck in a bad, in the wrong heter. He says it's kasha. So he's saying misvara. It seems like everyone's wrong. But it's kasha. Nachriya can get everyone. But prat specifically she'efshar sheledina ein nafkamina b'tam hadavar medua inyan mesumam ein noiheg l'chol adam. So in the specific, it's possible that ledin, that there's no nafkamina in the manner why it's not noiheg l'chol adam. Imhu macham sakana or imhu macham tamacher. So it can still be shev l'chol nefesh. So why I don't eat deer because it's not I live in a city and there's not many deer around. So or it's a sakana to chase after deer. So it doesn't really matter why I don't eat deer. The fact that you don't eat deer, but still shev l'chol nefesh. Od yesh loimer she maisa shemaos milunim anashim. Yeah, that hundreds of millions of people in the world do it, that will consider it shev l'chol nefesh for everybody. Hagam sheish anashim rabim sheinam mashim. So even though hundreds of millions of people do it, it's enough to make shev l'chol nefesh, even though many people don't do it. And therefore, the Marat Shevadai Sheroi lebal nefesh laachmir b'zeh, for sure, about nefesh shouldn't do it. Ledina kasha le'osori. So see, you'll read on the internet that Moshe Feinstein is matur. Right? That's not really what he's saying. It's kasha le'aser.
It's difficult
it's
to usher.
It's difficult to usher. I hold it's usher, and also it's usher, and for sure about nefesh is roy l'machmer. However, to tell people that it's usher, it's not usher. What are you going to say? Everyone does it. Hundreds of million people all over the world do it. So to say that it's usher, they say that's not shev l'chol nefesh. Because again, the way the Mishnah Berurah is learning it is that it wasn't shev l'chol nefesh. That's why they all ushered it. Then like the middle achronim said that it's mutter, probably because it's shev l'chol nefesh. So now today it's not shev l'chol nefesh. Less people are doing it today because it's a sakana. So therefore, but it's still, maybe you can still call it shev l'chol nefesh because hundreds of millions of people do it.
You can call something shev l'chol nefesh just because there's a large enough quantity of people doing it.
Right. So that's that's the das Torah of Moshe Feinstein. Where's he getting it from? How are we defining shev l'chol nefesh? So here we see a svara of 100 million people are doing it. That's enough to have a shev l'chol nefesh. Yeah. So this is Rav Elyashiv. Davar shorach l'chol nefesh. Vahinu derak davar she'eino hana rak le mufakim. So something that is a hana only for the particular people, that's also. Aval shar b'nei adam einam margishim b'zeh. So they don't really care about it. They don't want it. Toelas. They don't get a toelas from doing the mugmar, the hana. They don't get hana. Ki agavna lol mekri shev l'chol nefesh. So a hana that people don't really get, that's not called shev l'chol nefesh. Aval davar shagam shar b'nei adam margishim. So a hana that they feel, hana v'toelas ela she'enim yecholim la'asos kain. So they get the hana, they're just not able to do it. Ki hagavna mikri shev l'chol nefesh. So that's called shev l'chol nefesh. L'chak because of Rashi, besamim ala eish legamar es hakelim es begadim. That's why Rashi is specifically talking about this case, but the begadim, the raki hagavna lahavi shev l'chol nefesh. Ava mugmar la'asos al perus. The bezeh gam sharbonei margishim hana v'toelas hayet davar shev l'chol nefesh. So again, he's going in the Rashi. Again, different ways to learn that Rashi. So he's saying that in the perus, when you kind of infuse, it'd be like the molasses we were saying with the hookahs, infuse the fruits with this flavor. Everybody would get that. Everyone would get that. Everyone would get the hana. So this is what they're arguing about: smoking in Yom Tov. Again, that's the bir halacha. The carbon asanal aser amna panei Yeshua. Kasav shekevin sha'ishin kain l'refua la'akol hazman hamazon. So it helps to to digest. It helps with the digestion. V'davar sha'ishin refua hay davar shev l'chol nefesh. And refua is shev l'chol nefesh. Kain lo ifchalei shehaya gam hana. So you don't need it to also have hana. So that the refuah is enough, you don't need hana. But kain lo if kalei sheyesh ein ma'ashanim. And also he doesn't care that there are people who don't smoke. The mikomakom hamashin oisin kain lerefuah ayin sham. So also those who smoke, they're doing it for refuah. Since they're doing it for refuah, therefore it's shev l'chol nefesh anyway, even without these other factors. Amnan lefizeh nira dahinu davka bizmanam. But that appears to be only in their times. Shehayi oisa kain lerefuah. Because that's when they did it for refuah, so therefore it's only mutter in the time of the Pnei Yeshua. Aval b'zmanenu shevada yein ze moya lebrius v'lerefuah v'chein b'mitzius eino shev l'chol nefesh. So today it's command that it kills you, whatever. So it's not refuah, and it's not for health. No one smokes for health. And also the mitzias is in shev l'chol nefesh. The rabba eina ma'ashen im kain. So it's not shev l'chol nefesh because many don't smoke. Im kain l'chayra yesh la'aser ha'ishem b'yom tov min adin. So again, this relationship is not worried about the people, whether they smoke or not or whatever. So it's a command minadin that it's also. So it seems to be minadin. It's also if you want to find a heter, then just do whatever you want.